Hi, my name is Maggie Boley, and I grew up here in Independence, Missouri. And one of the elementary schools I attended was Blue Hills Elementary on Blue Mills Road, which historically was part of the Santa Fe Trail. They just paved it over. About a block away from the elementary school is Salem Park. In 1909, this marker was placed here by the Daughters of the American Revolution. This piece of trail stems from the Lower Independence Landing, which comes from the Missouri River, and it was utilized by people traveling to Oregon and California. We are currently in the Lewis Gregg Cemetery, named after the Lewises and the Greggs. The most famous of the Greggs being Josiah Gregg, who authored Commerce of the Prairies, which was an international bestseller in the 1840s about his trading on the Santa Fe Trail down into Chihuahua. He actually died in 1850 while exploring through California, so he's buried in an unmarked, unknown grave there. But this is one of his brothers, Harmon Gregg. Nathaniel Lewis was born in 1759 in Rowan County, North Carolina. He served in a North Carolina militia during the Revolutionary War before settling in what would become Jackson County, Missouri in the 1820s. When he settled here, it was mostly Osage territory, and he actually died in July of 1826 before Jackson County was established in December of 1826 and before independence was established in the spring of 1827. We're actually only about 5 minutes from my old elementary school, and the cemetery that we're currently in is through some bean fields and cornfields, and historically this was his old farmland. He's also my 7-time great-grandfather, which makes me a 10th generation Jackson County resident. The reason that this is the Lewis Gregg Cemetery is because the Lewis and Greggs came together from both North Carolina and Kentucky, and actually Nathaniel's daughter and one of his sons married into the Gregg family, marrying Josiah's siblings. They're all kind of buried in other places, but Elizabeth, one of his daughters, is buried right here with her father buried just behind her. Because the Lewises were one of the first families in independence, they were also vital in building early independence. In fact, Nathaniel's son, Daniel, had the contract to build the first courthouse of Jackson County, though it was his slave, Sam Shepard, who actually carried out the labor. In fact, Sam's family still holds their family reunion here every year, and the courthouse remains the oldest courthouse west of the Mississippi. This was only the courthouse for a couple of years until the other courthouse was finished being built. After that, it was sold to Gilbert and Whitney, who were Mormons, and during the Mormon Wars of 1838, their store was sacked and all of their belongings were thrown onto the street. In 1932 and 33, while the other courthouse was being remodeled, then Judge Harry Truman held his court here. After that, his wife Bess held her women's meeting here every month. Thank you for listening to the story of my roots and the Lewis family here in Independence. It's also of note that Nathaniel Lewis was cousins with Meriwether Lewis and distantly related to George Washington and Augustine Warner. Come explore the history that Independence has to offer.